What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. We are finally getting back into full swing today with the Premier League Week 24 predictions, and soon on the channel we'll also have Champions League predictions for you as well. I have to say, if we look a quick little look back at our Week 23 predictions, there were some absolute bangers in there. We had Wolves to beat Brentford away from home at 2.6. That was awesome. We had Liverpool to win 3-1 against Crystal Palace. We had Leicester and Brighton to draw with both teams to score, and Chelsea to beat Tottenham as well. So a bunch of good predictions in that week, and long may it continue for week 24. I quickly want to give a massive shout out again to CJ.21 for leaving their predictions on the previous video. They actually predicted Norwich to beat Watford, which I thought was a really good call. They also predicted the 3-1 win for Liverpool against Palace, the Chelsea win against Tottenham, the draw on both teams to score, Leicester and Brighton. So overall, some really good predictions in there for them in that week. So if you want a chance to be featured in the next episode of the Premier League predictions, then please do leave yours down in the comments below. Drop a like whilst you're down there and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Now, the January transfer is over. Some clubs have done business, some clubs have sat back and done nothing, some have retained players, and everything in between. Kicking it off, we have Newcastle up against Everton. Newcastle got a bit of a fresh look now with the January transfer. No sort of super signings, but there's some solid signings in there. So this is going to be an interesting game. Everton now under Frank Lampard. It's going to be interesting. I can't actually pick a winner between these two, which is very odd. I think at the start of the season, and again, St. James's Park is a tough place to go. I think most seasons I would predict a draw for this fixture this way round. It's going to be difficult to know how these teams will play, how it will look. So I'm just going to keep it relatively straightforward and go for a 1-1 draw between the two teams. As I've said, St. James's Park is a tough place to go. Everton have been in poor form. Will they look better now after the transfer window? Obviously, Donny van der Beek coming in is great news for them, I think. I think Lampard can really work well with him. So I'm going to go for the 1-1 draw. My tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7 because Newcastle and Everton's defence this year hasn't been particularly great, and both teams will genuinely believe that they can win this game, and that leads to goals at either end, to be honest with you. So after that, we have West Ham up against Watford, and I think this is going to be one of the more conclusive results of the game week. I think West Ham at the London Stadium will definitely be good enough to beat Watford. Ranieri, sacked already, didn't get to buy his team one meal out, one pizza dinner out, because obviously he had the rule where if his team keeps a clean sheet, he buys pizza for all of them. They didn't keep a clean sheet under his entire tenure at Watford, so a little bit poor there, and Watford, they're known for sacking managers like it's just another Tuesday, so it is what it is. West Ham are going to win this game 2-0. My tip is West Ham half-time, West Ham full-time at 2.1. Now after that, we have Burnley up against Manchester United. This reeks of a late winner. I'm going for 0-0 for most of the game, and then it's going to be 1-0 to Manchester United. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk surrounding Manchester United, of course, about Mason Greenwood. I'm not going to say much on the situation. I think he's a despicable human being. I'm not going to go beyond that. I know it's innocent until proven guilty, but from what I've seen and what I know, just not a nice, entitled, disgusting human being. So we'll move on. After that, so I think my tip, I'm going to go for draw half-time, Man United full-time. I think it's happened a few times against Burnley, a few times in general for Man United, like when they last played West Ham and won 1-0. Draw half-time, cagey game. Burnley like to try and keep it tight because they will think they can cause an upset at Turf Moor here because they've caused problems for Man United in the past. But overall, I can see Ronaldo getting the one and only goal to win the game for Man United in this one. So if you want to dabble with that, Ronaldo to score anytime is 1.8. After that, another conclusive victory in my opinion. It's Man City up against Brentford. Brentford with a marquee signing of Christian Eriksen. That's just a good signing for football, I think. But I think Manchester City are going to win this one fairly comfortably. I don't see any shocks happening in this one. I'm going for a 3-0 win to Manchester City, but in case it's 1, in case it's 2, my tip is going to be Man City to win to 0 at a 1.61. It's not great value, but that's because it is very, very likely to happen. Now, after that, we have Norwich up against Crystal Palace. Norwich, very odd bit of business, giving Todd Cantwell out to Bournemouth on loan, I think with an option to buy. I really rate Todd Cantwell as a player, one of Norwich's brightest sparks, I would say, and now he's not playing for them. I think that's very, very strange. Crystal Palace feel like they would have missed out in the transfer window a little bit, going hard in on Donny van der Beek. Didn't get him. It is what it is. I think Crystal Palace will have enough to beat Norwich here at Carrow Road. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Palace. And my tip is Crystal Palace to win at 2.1. I think that's very, very good value for something that is more likely than that to happen. I would say it's at most 50-50. And 2.1 is a little bit generous. So I'm going to back the Palace win. Now, after that, we have Tottenham up against Southampton. I know there's a Southampton, a Saints fan, who fumes at me because I never seem to predict Southampton to win. But they're so hard to predict, and for this fixture, Tottenham haven't lost to Southampton in their last 6 meetings at home, so I couldn't look past a Tottenham win. I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham, and just in case Southampton pull off a 1-1 draw or something like that, my tip will be both teams to score at 1.75. The only way I see this not happening, Tottenham win 2-0, which was my original prediction. Then I had that fan in the back of my head, you know, telling me, you never predict Southampton to do anything good. Well, I've given you a goal, so how about that? After that, we have Aston Villa up against Leeds. Villa had a fantastic transfer window. Luca Digne, one of my favorite Premier League players, and when he was at Everton, I thought he was fantastic. I'm sure he'll do the same at Aston Villa. Philippe Coutinho is looking decent, of course. That Steven Gerrard relationship seems to be working very well. Jacob Ramsey coming through, getting involved with goals as well. I think Aston Villa are in a better position than Leeds at the moment. They're already looking far more established in the Premier League, and I'm going to go for an Aston Villa win. I'm going to go for 2-1. But I'm not certain that Leeds will score. I definitely think they could. So I'm going for that 2-1 again. Very common score line. My tip is Aston Villa to win at 1.85. I think that looks very, very decent. Now, after that, we have Liverpool up against Leicester. And I think Liverpool can expect Mane and Salah to be back from the Africa Cup of Nations by the time this fixture goes ahead. I'm recording this before that takes place, so we don't know if Senegal or Egypt took the title, but you can go watch my AFCON video if you want to see my predictions for those games. But I think Liverpool are going to win this one. I think Leicester are going to score. I'm going just like with the Crystal Palace prediction of 3-1. I'm going 3-1 to Liverpool. My tip is Liverpool to win and both teams to score at a modest 2.4. I know it's not great odds for win and both teams to score, but Liverpool are so short to win this game. You can really bolster up your value by giving Leicester a goal that I definitely think they're capable of getting. Now, finally, after that, it's Wolves up against Arsenal. Wolves, the form team of the Premier League. Fantastic in defense, not really scoring many goals going forward, and Arsenal just struggling to click into gear. They had plenty of chances against Burnley, couldn't score any of them, missing key chances that they definitely should have put away, ended up drawing 0-0. I can see the exact same thing happen here, to be honest, because Wolves are better defensively than Burnley, and they're about as blunt going forward. They do have talented players, but they've really been struggling. And also, to Arsenal's credit, they've been fairly solid at the back as well. So I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. As an Arsenal fan, I hope it turns out different. 1-0, that would be great. But my tip is going to be under 2.5 goals at 1.6. And so that is going to do it for the Week 24 Premier League predictions. We absolutely blasted through them. No man was left behind. And I'm just going to say quickly, I am going away from the 8th to the 13th. I will be in Paris, so I won't miss a video, but I'm going to have to pre-record a few videos. So the Week 25 Premier League predictions will be out in a few days, and I'm going to have to record that before these games that we've just spoken about today are played. Similarly, the Champions League round of 16 first leg predictions will also be recorded on the 7th of February before I go away, so I won't have up-to-date recent form for those teams, but it's either record it then or miss the video completely, and I'd rather get a video with some sort of insight into those games for you as opposed to absolutely no video at all. So with that being said, please do drop a like and subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of those videos, so you can see my insight and my predictions as well. But that is going to do it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.